All right, so it is almost 3:30 a.m. Um, I am in Lagos, Nigeria. Excuse me, in Lagos, Nigeria, and you know, so it's about 6 p.m. in California, and sometimes these are the hours you kind of have to keep dealing with international business, and there's been a few things on my mind. People may see the results of some of this work and never really appreciate or understand the time, the work, the effort that has gone into the results, the hours, and not to put any more hype on like hard work and all this stuff, but I mean, it does take hard work, but more than that, for me, this message is more about understanding that these things take time. The first time I was in Nigeria was in 2010 to start doing this business that I'm doing now. And I'm still not where I want to be. So it's taken almost 10 years to make certain, progress, get somewhere. And that's part of the inspiration of making this video, because I feel like, ever since I've been in Lagos right now for less than a week, but things have been happening. Great meetings get great execution, like things are moving forward, and it seems almost unreal because it's back to back to back, and things are happening, and things are being moved and made, and deals, and etc. And but I had to take a step back and realize, like, no, I put in this work 9 years ago. I failed so many times coming into Nigeria, and through my failures, I've learned what works in this atmosphere and what doesn't work. My big mistake early on in my first time coming here compared to now, there have been several mistakes, but one of them has been that taking a Western mentality and automatically think because it works in the West, it's automatically going to have to work, in an African setting, is totally false. And I came in with that mentality in 2010, and I realized how wrong and how bad I failed at it, and it made me adjust and make adjustments. And that's often, you see that happening on both ends. You have American brands that may come in and think, well, it works for us in our system, it has to work for these people because there's more infrastructure, it's more civilized, or whatever else you may think. But things function here, they just function in a different way than you're used to, right? And same thing vice versa. People take this African mentality and take it to the West and think it's going to work, and then it doesn't, and that's where you get the reputations for both sides. Americans always come in imposing their way of life and their thinking, and then Africans bringing in this rugged mentality without structure and lack of quality, and lack of understanding of time, or different stereotypes that you do have. And as somebody that's been in the space and has lived on both continents and sees both sides of the coin, there are pros and cons to everything. There's good and bad. There are takeaways from both cultures and both countries and both, whatever it is, the comparisons. There are pros and cons, and there are things to take away, and things to put in, And so, yeah, the main thing with this video is these things have taken me time. And part of why I'm recording this is more to document it for myself, to remind myself that none of this happened overnight. Like, you've put in the work. And therefore, the results aren't luck, because sometimes that's what happens. And that happened in my soccer career, where people only saw the results, whether it's game day or saw when I played with certain teams. And the reality is, nobody's father called with a connection for me. I put in the work, and it's the same thing in business. I've been putting in the work. Some people have seen me strive and struggle for these 9 years and remember Dreams and Ambition early on from 2010. And Dreams and Ambition 2010 is same vision, just different execution in 2019. And I am proud of where I am now, because it's not where I want to be, but it's still part of the journey. And I want to look back in 2029 and look back at this video and say, wow, in 2019, this is where I was. This is what we're doing. Things were just starting to happen in this area or that area. And so whoever's watching this, if you have a goal, a vision, a dream, and you believe it's part of your purpose in life, then you go after that. It will be one hell of a journey, one heck of a journey, one heaven of a journey, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a journey with trials, with tribulations, with failures, and you got to embrace those failures, because they suck, they hurt, and you just got to embrace them. I take L's all the time. I still do. You got to embrace them, because those are the building blocks, and people don't want to fail. I use soccer analogies because that's what I know. Everybody wants to be Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi. And when the games go well and they win games, those people are the heroes, those people are the stars. But when they lose, they also get crucified. Those people take the risks. The risks are they take the shots on goal, and they miss a lot of them. But on the highlight reel, you only see the ones that they put in, the ones that they made in the goal. Same thing with business. That's how I see business, and my analogies are that, people will celebrate your wins, but they don't see how many shots you took to get that one. And they're going to criticize you game after game, shot after shot. Why did you miss that shot? Why did you take it? Or that was stupid. Or you went far left, or you went over the bar, or it wasn't a field goal, or whatever sport you play, it wasn't a home run, it wasn't in the net, it wasn't a swish, it was a free throw, whatever. The reality is, they'll only put the highlights on there. They're not going to put up how many shots you missed until you lose the game, right? And it's so easy to criticize from the sidelines. So keep them on the sidelines. Some people are born to be fans. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a role. Learn your role. If you're supposed to be a goalkeeper, be a goalkeeper. If you're supposed to be a forward, be a forward. If you're supposed to be a right winger, be a right winger. If you're supposed to play the number 1, play that. The number 5, play that. A wide receiver, a quarterback, whatever it is. Everybody has a purpose. Some people's purpose is not to be on the field. Some people's purpose is to be behind the scenes, to be the best cameraman, to be the best fan, to be the best coach, to be the best janitor. It takes a freaking team to build anything great. And that's what I feel you should take away from this video. But anyways, my name is Shalom, and I am President and Chief Executive Officer of Sub-Saharan Group. And this is my hustle, Dreams and Ambition. I've preached it, I live it, and I hope you find your purpose in life as well.